Hello everyone, this is Grace of GB Maltese, and I have been quite ill for the last couple of weeks. Actually, this has been going on for a couple of months. It just seems to be getting worse. I'm trying new meds, and I go see the doctor this next Monday. Today's Friday, and I'm going to go see what is going on. But I think I might last long enough to do a little bit of a WIP and chat with you guys. I'm working on my Dreamer Designs Life Above the Fray. I showed that in my last video if you want to go take a look at that one. I can link that below. It's a gorgeous canvas. I've done a little canvas. I did a little bit back over in this direction, but I'm working on an area where I could get a good view for you to watch. I am so far loving the way the drills are going down very easily. No problems at all. And when I do squares, I like to use the checkerboard method, which is what I'm doing right now. Just skipping one, and then I go back in and fill it in with the same color. You can only use one color when you're doing that. So the color I'm using right now is this. Its DMC is 902, and I have the whole thing kitted up in my Elizabeth Ward kit, plus I had to use two things out of my craftable, my Lockmates, or whatever they're called. I can't remember. But these work great too. They are, there are 52 colors in this, so I'm excited to see what this is going to look like when finished. I hope all of you are doing well. As I said, I've been suffering with allergies, asthma. I have been trying different meds, tried out, went from one inhaler to a different one, and I'm hoping on Monday maybe I can get a shot or something to dry some of this up. I feel like my brains are all snot at this point. Sorry for that description, but that's how I feel. And the drainage has been awful. Here in Texas, we have been in the 70s and 80s, so yeah. The trees think it's springtime, and we live in the piney woods in East Texas, so there is so much pollen coming off of the pine trees that the cars are covered, and it just makes people who are very sensitive to that kind of thing not feel so great. So, just taking different kinds of medications and just trying to get through it. That's all we can do. I just cannot believe that it's still supposedly winter time and we're in the 70s and 80s. And it makes me worry about what is summer going to hold for us. How many days are we going to be over 100 degrees with all the humidity that comes with it? Yuck. Yeah, that is not going to be a pretty sight. But maybe it won't. So, talking, you know, everybody right now is talking about, you know, the coronavirus and how it is spreading, and, you know, everyone is trying to stay healthy, but really, people, where's all the toilet paper? That's all I can say. The stores are empty. This virus does not cause you to pee extra or to have diarrhea in most cases. So it's like, well, let's go suck up all the toilet paper off the shelves. Now, I can understand people getting hand sanitizer and that to try to protect themselves and their family, you know, with the hand cleansing and all of that goes with it. But really, do you really need to get 10 packages of economy, you know, supersize toilet paper. And then I found out where it's all gone. Go to eBay, people. Yeah, there have been some really... This is one reason... there are times I just have to say it. People make me sick sometimes. I was talking to a very good friend, and we were talking about this toilet paper situation, and I'm like, you know what? I wonder how many scumbags are hoarding it and then selling it for higher prices. Well, yeah, I went to eBay and I looked. The most astounding one that I saw was someone had put one sheet of toilet paper. Yeah, one sheet, and they had a Sharpie sitting next to it. The Sharpie was bigger than the sheet of the toilet paper. And you could get that one sheet of toilet paper for $2. I'm like, okay. And the shipping, I think, was 32 cents or something like that. I'm like, surely that's a joke. Surely. But there was somebody else selling one sheet, and then you could get it from them for 99 cents. So, you know, you better shop it real good. But then I saw some other fine folks had whole, you could get a roll, you know, one whole roll for $5. Shipping, only $5. Come on, people. Really? I just do not understand why there are some people who are so money hungry, and to me, that's just evil. I always keep an empty pink pen. It helps. That has no, none of my patty wax in it. I'm actually using the super sticky patty wax, and I'm going to be doing a video on that. This stuff is fantastic. And I'm going to show you how I use this to super sticky and the other. I'm going to do an updated tips and tricks on it. So, anyway, I think people like that, there's something wrong with that. You know, there's something wrong with that picture. To go out and buy all the toilet paper up and then sell it to people at elevated prices. I saw some people, you could get like a pack of 4. Okay. And they were selling that, some of them for $25. And then you had some people who were maybe a little more generous and were selling 12 packs for $30. And what was so bad, it wasn't just like, you know, 4 or 5 listings. It was one after another. And I finally quit looking. It was making me kind of sick of humanity there for a minute. But I'm thinking, okay, not everybody is doing that, but the few that are making it miserable for other people. Let's make money off of people's misery. Yeah, let's just do that. You know, just stupid. And I have a niece who is she's a doctor, she's a chiropractor, but she has been really investigating this, and the chances of getting the coronavirus and dying from it are very, very slim. Unless you are older and have underlying conditions. So, sometimes we are our worst enemy. Of course, should you go out into large crowds? No. You just need to listen to what it says on the news and follow the information they're giving. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo here, Houston's about 70 miles from me, has been canceled. They're not having it. That has never happened. That is a real big money maker in, you know, in Texas. So, they're trying to do the right thing. Not have large gatherings, because a lot of people go to that. And if you're in Texas, you know it. And they come from other states, not just Texas. Well, let me make sure I'm staying in camera so you can see what I'm doing. And these squares are really nice. They really are. I'm having no trouble putting them in there. I don't know what it's looking like from where you're seeing it. I have to sit at a different angle when I'm filming this. But seriously, how many of you out there think the toilet paper issue is ridiculous? I did a search on the toilet paper, and the United States makes their own toilet paper. I mean, the biggest percentage is made in the United States. I don't think we're going to be out. They're going to make some more, and there will be some more toilet paper. And I do understand some people did that so they wouldn't have to go out into crowds. But that should be for the people who are at bigger risk of dying from the coronavirus. Not the people who, you know, are young and they say that the coronavirus is not as serious as, you know, some of the other flus that we have that are going around. So sometimes we just get into a panic. I know they've turned it into a pandemic because there are so many people getting it, but I looked at how many people die from other diseases, and it's a much higher rate than from this. So just trying to keep that part positive. I just thought that I just kind of got a an eye-opening when I saw the toilet paper issue. Like, you've got to be kidding me. And I know there are a lot of people that are stocking up on canned goods and other things. And I understand, but when there is a state of emergency declared, as most places are doing, the government steps in and will have food and water in places where it's needed. But let's try not to, you know, hoard all the toilet paper so other people can't wipe their hiney's, you know. We've got to. And if you can't find toilet paper, there are other things that you could use. Baby wipes. Just don't flush them down your toilet. You'll have to use, you know, use your extra Walmart plastic bags or whatever. Recycle. I know that sounds gross, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I just pray that all of you out there are staying well, and, you know, just take precautions, wash your hands, you know, when you go out somewhere, whatever. Just don't go out into large crowds. That is where it's normally taking place, it seems. I know some places the schools are closing down just to try to stop the spread. So, in our area, schools, we're on spring break right now, but as far as I know, schools are starting back up on Monday. Of course, that could change. We don't know. But just make sure you're listening to reliable sources. Don't just go out and listen to somebody on YouTube that is not part of the medical profession. You know, you need to listen to the correct people. The CDC, World Health Organizations. Those are the kinds of places you need to. And if I knock that pink pen down one more time, and, well, now I rolled it up under my couch. Never mind. I also can straighten it with these tweezers, and they aren't going to roll around if I kind of get it crooked. So, as I was saying, it has been quite warm here in Texas for several days. It's just not like it just started. We've been in the 70s and 80s for, gosh, a couple of weeks maybe. And the trees are blooming. Yeah, we have blooms on the trees. The pine cones are coming out in all the beautiful yellow pollen. Yes, all over the cars. So, it's not nice for people who have, you know, serious allergy problems. How's the weather where you're at? Are you getting warmer than normal temperatures? Are you getting snow? We are getting warm, and I just hope we don't get, like, you know, in a couple of weeks, because we have had ice storms in March. Now, March is almost over, so probably not, but I don't know. Anything can happen to, you know, kill any of the trees that have decided to start doing their blooming. This, I'm sitting in it, like I say, when I'm videotaping, I can't sit like I normally sit and be able to let you see what, so you can see. Let me see. I don't know if I need to come down a little straighter for you guys or not. I'm just trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing. That boat is cool looking. I would love to be out on a boat, out on the lake. We have a lake on the river. That would be so nice. I haven't been able to go outside because of the pollen. So I'm hoping that I can get a little relief when I go Monday. I was like, okay, give me a shot of Stepamedrol is what I normally get. It's a type of steroid, not steroid, but cortisone. I guess cortisone's type of steroid. And that kind of opens things up so I can breathe again. That's always nice to, you know, get some air in. The new inhaler I'm using has stopped the wheezing that I was doing. That was getting to be a real big problem. So, I started that a couple of weeks ago. So, the wheezing is better. Now it's just all the drainage and stopped up nose and drain, you know, it's just, if you deal with allergies and have any asthma that comes along with it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just, and a lot of you will deal with that when springtime comes into your area. It's just been aggravating. So aggravating, because there are several videos that I want to do. Oh, and I haven't been able to do lives. That has been just crazy. And as far as lives go, I'm probably just going to, if I do a live, I'm just going to come on. I may announce it like that morning, doing a live, and it may be, you know, 2 or 3 hours. Because it's gotten to be where things are popping up. Like last Thursday, they needed me to go to the school to help with some testing. So I went, and I was there from 9 in the morning till 2 that afternoon. So, no, I wasn't able to do a live for sure. So I cannot say, I'm just not able to give a certain day or time at this point. I know there are some people that have lives at certain times, and I do not want to conflict with anyone else. And I enjoy doing the WIP and CHATs a lot too. I can just kind of tell you about things that are going on. And oh, I've got to tell you about my glasses. I have ordered a new pair of glasses. Okay, I went and had my checkup before Christmas. And as many of you know, well, if you've been watching me, my oldest brother passed away on Christmas Eve from cancer. He had lung cancer, and it's been really tough. So I didn't go immediately to go order glasses. I finally went. It's been, I guess, 6 weeks now since I went. Got my eyes, picked out the glasses I wanted from the prescription, and Boy, I'm making the biggest mess here, trying to talk and do this at the same time. I think it's because of my frustrations. Let me see if I can angle myself a little better, or I can see what I'm doing. Anyway, I ordered the glasses, and I was all excited. I'm like, oh, good, I'm going to be able to see better. Maybe I won't have to wear a pair of readers on top of my glasses when I'm diamond painting. And yes, I do have a pair of readers on, and the doctor said that that was fine to do that. And he said it's not going to cause any problems. So if you're having trouble seeing with your glasses, just put a, you know, I just got some cheap readers. I either got them at Walmart or Sam's or somewhere. And I just put them on top of my glasses so I can see the symbols better. And that's for every canvas I do. So anyway, 2 weeks passed, and I'm supposed to have my glasses. I'm so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm really waiting. Okay, I get the phone call, and the lady says, I've got good news and bad news. I'm like, okay. The good news is your glasses are in. The bad news is they did not do the lenses correctly. The prescription is wrong, and I'm going to have to send them back because they're not going to work for you. I'm like, okay. She said, it'll be another week. And I'm like, okay, I can wait another week. No problem. All right. So I wait another week. Well, when she calls me, I actually am in Dallas at my daughter's. And she tells me, again, good news and bad news. I'm like, oh, good gravy. What? She said, your glasses came in, but this time they did the prescription upside down on the lens, okay? You know how you have your... Okay, I was just explaining about the lenses being upside down, and I looked up and my camera had quit recording. But yeah, they had the upper portion at the bottom and the lower portion at the top. So, I didn't even go in. I said, okay. She said, I'm going to send them off again. Great. So, I wait. And she calls me the next week to let me know my glasses are ready. Well, I happened to be at my daughter's. And I said, I'm not going to be back until the next week. And she said, oh, that's fine. So I finally went in to get them. And we just looked at them real quick, and then I left. I did not wear them home. I've gotten to where I do, if I get new glasses, I do not wear them out of the building. I had a friend who once got a pair of new glasses, and she left the doctor's office wearing them. And it takes a little time to get used to a brand new pair of glasses. And she actually tripped over one of the curbs in the parking lot and broke her hip. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So ever since that, I will not wear my glasses out. I wait until the next day, because if you put them on in the morning, you wake up and your eyes adjust to them quite easily. So I wore them, and I wore them for 2 days straight, and I wasn't, you know, they weren't feeling that just great, I'll put it that way. So I'm like, well, I don't know what the deal is. Then I'd get to where I'd sit and look at my laptop. And when I was looking at the laptop, the words and things I was trying to read looked, I don't know, wavy. It was weird. It was making me sick to my stomach. I actually went and got my old glasses so that I could look at the laptop. And I thought, okay, maybe it's just because I've been sick. And so I just put them back on. I could see the TV pretty good when I was watching TV. Wasn't diamond painting much because I was too sick to diamond paint. That's how bad I was feeling. I've just diamond painted off and on a little bit. That's why I don't have a whole lot done here. Excuse me. Let's see if we can keep the drainage at bay. So I haven't felt much like doing that. So I didn't really see how that was going to work when I was using those new glasses in diamond painting. Let me move you back a little bit so I can go over here. So I tried them on again, and I was doing different things. It was horrible. I would try going for a couple of hours wearing them, and it was making me feel sick to my stomach. And after a week of that, I'm like, okay, when you spend, yeah, they're very expensive. My vision is very, very bad. My prescription is like negative 650, negative 700. So I have very, very bad eyesight. So the lenses are very expensive. So for my whole thing, we're talking a lot of money. I'm not going to even tell you. It just... But I went back this week on Tuesday, and I told her, I said, I have been trying. It'd been a week. I'd had them for a week. I said, I have been trying off and on. And the one lady that was helping me, that helped me the last time, she was trying some things with me. It didn't work. And she said, just a minute, let me go get... And it was the other girl that I love working with. She really works so intensely with you. And she did some different things, do with my glasses, and she tried something else. She put I guess it was maybe something to give a little bit of extra power in front of it. And I said, I can see perfectly right there. That's perfect. So she told me, okay, the doctor's not in the office today. He'll be back on Thursday. That was yesterday. He'll be back. And she's going to talk to him, and they were going to send the lenses out and have them redone. I said, is this going to cost me? And she said, oh no, this isn't going to cost you anything. She's the one that said she was trying to get me some money from this lens company that they are no longer using any longer because of the mess they made with my glasses. So I'm hoping I will have some new glasses that actually will help me see better. Maybe next week. So we shall see. I'm excited to have glasses. This has been it's been crazy. Just crazy. I've never had this much problem with a pair of glasses getting the lenses correct. But it was the lens company problem, and she told me they are not even using them any longer, and they use the lenses that they cut for me, especially the ones that they did upside down, to show the reason why they don't use that company. So they it has been quite a lovely time between getting the glasses, trying to get them to work, and I'm hoping the next time I get them, they're going to be perfect, and I can see, and maybe I can see to do my diamond painting better. That was one of the reasons I had to go. I wanted to go. You know, diamond painting's important, along with being able to see my laptop and other things that I do every day. So that was my story with my eyeglasses. That was I've never, ever, I've been using these people for years and never had this kind of problem before. They are awesome. So we'll see. We shall see if I have new glasses next week, or if it may take 2 weeks. I don't know. They're having to start from scratch, I guess. I'm really not sure. Well, actually, when they do the lenses, each time they're brand new pairs of lenses. So that lens company, how can you do something upside down? Really? And they were telling her, oh, but we use things, mostly it's done by machines. And I'm thinking, well, whoever, coded into the machine must have had the problem because the machine has to be given instructions by someone. So she told me, we are no longer using that company. And I'm like, thank the Lord. They really made a mess. And if you have to, if you have to wear glasses, you've got to have them working correctly. You cannot just say, oh, well, these are okay. Oh, shoot, I could see better with my old ones. I've got them on today. So we'll see. And then maybe you'll be able to see what my new glasses look like. Like I said, I may pop on and do a live whenever, like I said, especially during pollen season. I never know from one day to the next whether I'll be able to talk. Sometimes I completely lose my voice, or I have so much snot, you might say. Look at these beautiful colors. Let me get another color out. Let's see, what one do I want to use next? I think I'm going to go with this orange. Going up. Let's see, which one is that? The orange with the arrow going up is number 3. Okay. There it is. Very easy to find. So, we shall see if I have usable glasses next time or not. Or if they will be put in the pile of messed up lenses, I guess you might say. Really, it's really sad. But, okay, let me put these in here. This is number 301. And you can see, look how pretty. They are so shiny. Can you see that? Look at those. They are gorgeous. They are so pretty. And they are, I'll let you take a close look. They're very clean. Look at that. Really nice. I'm really liking these a lot. Okay, let's go on. Let me see. There have been so many things happening since I talked to you last. I went to the school. I went up there 3 different times, 3 different days. It's pretty much spent the whole day there helping the teacher that I mentored last fall. If you are familiar with the education system, you know we have what is called ELL or ESL department, which is English Language Learner or English as a Second Language. Well, in the springtime, there is something that is known as TELPAS. And those words still bring me, give me the shakes and trembles. I did that for 10 years. That is a lot of work. It's so hard. You have to test those poor kids extra for them to be able to get out of the ELL, ESL program, whatever you call yours. Those kids have to be tested more than the regular kids. Even if these kids, okay, some of you may not understand, a lot of these kids that are in the ELL program have lived here their whole life. But when they're at home, they speak Spanish. So when they start school, they're speaking Spanish. So they're automatically put into the ESL program so that they can learn English. And to get out of the program, you can't just say, okay, they know enough English. Oh, no. The different states have different tests that they give, I suppose. In Texas, it is ridiculous. They have to pass, of course, the regular state test, the reading part of the state test, and a lot of them can do that. But then they have to pass the reading, writing, listening, and speaking part of the TELPAS test. And I have actually given some of those tests to some of our native-born Americans, okay? Whether they're white, black, you know, whatever. They have a hard time passing it. We've given some of the things to adults. They couldn't pass it. So, yeah, that is the reason why it is very difficult. These poor kids have to pass extra things. They should be, if they pass the state test, that should be it. You know, if they can do that, they should be done with the program. Oh, no, doesn't work that way. So, TELPAS is so, the part I was working with was the writing. Each kid has to have 5 writing samples, at least. So anyway, I was going through, sorting through all the samples, putting them together, making sure everything was put together correctly, because there are 92 kids just on the junior high campus that had to have this done. And that's a lot of work when you are also teaching classes, and that's why she asked if I could come up there to help. Now, when I was doing it, I'm a much more organized person, and poor thing, she's not organized at all, and so she's struggling. I was still teaching my classes and doing everything else along with all of the other work, but as I said, she's struggling. So she basically said, if I do this next year, and I said, honey, once they put you into a program and you're being trained how to do it, you may have to go to another district in order to get into teaching a different assignment. That's what normally happens. Doesn't matter, you know, whether you're happy with what you're doing or not. It's a lot of work. You just have to really be organized, and I felt so bad for her. But some of it she brought on herself. She waited to the last minute, and I did try telling her everything I could before all of this started, back when I was there in the fall. But you know, that's been you know, it's been a while since I was able to talk to her. I had left papers there to look at, but it is confusing. So I went and did that, and I remembered why I decided to retire. That is a mess to go through all that. It's to me more than what those kids should have to deal with. It's too much for the teacher also. It really is. Because now she's got the reading, speaking, listening part to get through, and that's not all. There will be more. But I loved those kids. Oh my gosh, I did. Oh, and talking about those of you that have been with me for a while will remember my former student. He came to me straight from Honduras, and I taught him English. Well, he is now at Marine Boot Camp. He cannot talk. I haven't gotten a letter from him yet. I have written him, and I'm not sure when he'll get a chance, because I know they keep him very, very busy. And I had his sister. He has a sister that's 16, and I had her come over the other day. I also had her in class, so she knows me pretty well. And we sat here, and I got her to diamond painting. Yes, I have a new convert to diamond painting. So I gave her some smaller canvases to take home to work on. If you remember, their mother passed away. May 5th will be 2 years, and she is living with her pastor's family, and there's not that much for her to do there. There's not anyone her age, so she now has those things that she can do. Of course, she does help around the house and that, but yes, a new diamond painting convert. She said, this is so relaxing. I'm like, yeah, it really is. So we sat and we diamond painted together and we talked. It was really nice. She's on spring break this week, so I didn't take her out of school or anything. And we talked about Isaac, and she wrote him a letter. Those of you who have maybe a loved one in boot camp or in the Marines, there is an app called Sandbox. And you can type your letters either on your phone or laptop. I use my laptop because I can see it better, you know. So I use my laptop. And I let her use that because it costs $3 to $4 per letter that you send, but they get it like the next day. And you can also, they'll print a picture out, so you can I had her attach her picture, so she did that. So I know he'll be excited to get that, and I'm looking forward to hearing from Isaac when he gets a chance to write to us. I hope that won't be too long. Oh, and I got a thing emailed to me that all of the graduations from boot camp are being closed to the public because of the coronavirus. So his graduation is going to be May the 22nd. I don't know, you know, what's going to be going on at that time. So I'm not sure whether anyone will get to go to his graduation or not. But we will cross that road when we come to it. I know his pastor and his wife were planning on going. My husband told me he did not want me going because he couldn't go along with me. And since I do have kind of a respiratory problem, he really doesn't think it's a good idea for me to be out traveling. And I said, at first I said, no, I want to go. But he said, no. He said, what happens if you get stuck over there? And I'm like, well, yeah, that would be bad. I'd be away from everybody I know, and it wouldn't do anybody any good. So I said, I will pay for Isaac to get home. I will buy his ticket to come home. That will be no problem. He left his car at my house. It's a Camaro, black Camaro, and I'm like, should I go racing through town in this pretty black Camaro? And no, I would never do that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm past that stage. But we're keeping it safe for him. He wanted to leave it here. He knew it'd be safe. Nobody would be taking off in it and messing around with it. So his Camaro will be sitting here safe and sound, ready for when he comes in. When he comes in, I think he gets to be home for 10 days. Then I don't know where they're going to send him. He has no idea. He said he's going to put down that he does not want to be sent overseas. But who knows? Don't know what's going to happen. You, in the military, you don't know what's going to come up. I have no idea. I just pray for him every day and think about him. I think, wonder what he's doing now. I know that he called me to let me know he'd made it safe. And they give them one phone call. And so he called me. It was 1 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning. And I wasn't going to bed till I got that call. And all he could do was tell me, this is recruit so-and-so. And I mean, we were on the phone maybe 15 to 30 seconds. And all I could say was, okay, bye. That was it. And I know that they're trying to break them from, you know, all ties from home there for a while. Because I know they've got to keep focused on what's at hand. So I just think about him and I'm wondering, what is he doing now? And I have like a schedule of the things that they're doing. So I'll look and see, okay, what are they doing today? Oh, they're doing some, he was looking forward to doing the battling with those, not sticks, but whatever they're called, you know. He thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, okay. So he was looking forward to it. You know, he was kind of anxious, but also looking forward to it. Even when I had him in class in junior high, he had always said he wanted to go into the military. So he is trying to fulfill that dream. I'm proud of him. How many of you out there have someone in the military, or maybe you've been in the military yourself? I know that you get a very strong bond with many of the people that you're in the military with. My brother that passed away was in the Marines, and of course he had friends that they kept up with each other for, you know, forever. Wherever you go, just about, you probably know somebody that has some kind of ties with you. So I think that's kind of cool. This is really nice. I'm really enjoying this canvas so far. And even though I'm talking and doing this at the same time, I'm not having a problem at all. Everything's going down nicely. I don't know what you're seeing. From the angle I'm sitting at, it looks great. Anytime that I do a WIP and CHAT, I'll have to go back later and look at it and make sure that I didn't put something in the wrong, you know, crooked or something, because I don't have it where I normally keep it. But you don't want to see the top of my head as I'm working on this, because it kind of cover it. Yeah, you don't want to see that. You want to see this. And it's looking really, the colors are looking really good. To me, they're very natural for like a boat or whatever. But we shall see. We shall see. The more and more I get done, the more we'll be able to tell. And this is so pretty. So pretty. I'm really enjoying this. I didn't do any idioms this time. I thought I just want to talk about whatever today. And sometimes I just like to do that. I've got things to talk about. And sometimes when I get on here, I forget what I was thinking about I wanted to talk about. The main thing was the deal with the toilet paper. That it just floored me to see that people were stocking up toilet paper so they could resell it to you at a higher price. Good grief. Let's get real, people. Where is, human compassion? If you want to buy up extra toilet paper and give it to people who are in need, that's one thing. But to make money off of people? That's wrong. That's just wrong. How many of you went and checked eBay after I told you that little story? I just, at first when I looked at it, it just made me mad. Now I just kind of laugh. I'm like, this is crazy. Just crazy. There's going to be more toilet paper. You know that production is going to continue for the toilet paper, and there'll be some more out there, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Might have to use leaves. Just joking. But I remember in college, oh my gosh, my husband was a big hunter and things. Now he's a vegetarian. You've heard me talk about that. Well, he used to be a hunter and all fisherman and all that kind of thing. When we were in college, he had gone camping one weekend with some friends. And, okay, he had the call of nature. So he went out in the woods, used some leaves to, clean himself up a little bit. And then, a day or two later, he found out that those leaves happened to be poison ivy. Yeah, it was lovely. He was so much fun to be around at that point. Lots of fun. Not. Woo, he was a grouch. And I'm thinking, how could you not have... He's been out in the woods all his life, you know, look at that. I guess he just grabbed whatever was close at hand. But that is one thing, thank the Lord, I have not done is wipe with that. Now, I have gotten in poison ivy, and I'm very allergic to it. That stuff leaves huge whelps and little white spots, and they itch so bad. And they say, don't scratch it, don't scratch it. Well, shoot, that's all I want to do is scratch it. That stuff makes you itch so bad. So, I've had to go to the doctor before and get a shot, and then end up going again to get another one because that one didn't work good enough to help dry the stuff up. I'll never forget, I got some in my chest area, you might say, okay? And you know, I was teaching school at the time. I think I probably went off screen then when I did that, didn't I? Probably. So, I'm kind of trying to hide underneath my desk to scratch a little bit where nobody can tell what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll never forget that. So, I'm very careful about where I go in the woods. My daughter and I got into it real bad one time. We were playing hide and seek with the dog. My husband was holding, we had a chow at the time, and my husband was holding him, and we were at the state park, and Catherine and I went and hid out in the woods. So we thought, see if the dog, you know, can track us down. You know, do we have a good tracking dog? You know, does he have a good nose? Yeah, he did. He found us. And you know what else? The poison ivy found us also. Yeah, so we got poison ivy. And Jerry got it too. But what's so funny, we went in, because it was so bad. We all went in and we ended up having to get a shot to try to alleviate some of the itching and to dry it up. It was a really bad case. My daughter and I, we got our shot, okay. So we're waiting outside for Jerry to get his. And we were standing outside the door so we could listen in. And when the nurse was getting ready to give him his shot, he's going, oh, that stings! We were laughing so hard out there, and we told him, yeah, we heard you off in there. Oh, I was just, it didn't really hurt. And I'm like, yeah, right. You certainly sounded like it didn't feel good. So, yeah, every so often I have to bring that up to him. He does not like shots. Me, I mean, who does? Nobody likes to get them, but I've had to have so many of them that I just take it and go on. You know, you just go ahead and move on with business. I can still hear him. That stings. I wish I could have seen him in there. I bet he was bouncing around. Yeah, and he's got this little bitty butt. I'm sorry. It's just so funny. He didn't think it was too funny, I don't guess, but we did. You know, my daughter was, I'm not sure how old she was at the time when that happened. I can't remember, but I'm guessing 10, 11, I don't know. She takes her shot, not a peep, and there's her daddy in the other room. Oh yeah, that stings. Oh, funny man. Okay, let me see. I think I'm going to do, let's do some of these down here at the bottom. They're little, okay, they're little brown half squares to the right. Okay, that looks like it's that one, number 32. Let's find 32. Here it is. Yep, that's it. So, that was kind of funny. I mean, I've gotten to where needles just don't bother me too much. I give blood. I need to start giving blood again. If I ever get over the sinus problem and allergies, I need to go and do a blood donation. That I know it helps so many people. So many people in need of blood. And that's something that I can do. Doesn't take any talent or anything else on my part. And I've got, you know, we got plenty of blood in our bodies to be able to give a little bit. Now, some people are, I used to be anemic all the time and couldn't give blood. That stopped after I had my hysterectomy. Many years ago, I had a hysterectomy. I had endometriosis, really bad. And once I got the surgery done, I was able to give blood. That was no longer a problem. Just gonna go along and do this bottom area here. There we go. So, anyway, I'm not even sure what time it is. Let me look. I'm not sure if I don't remember if I set that clock forward or not. I tell you what, this new time, I wish they'd just leave it alone. I know it's rough on my husband when he, you know, for work. When I was working, I hated it when they did the time change, because it took me a while to get used to it, because you're getting up earlier, an hour earlier, but you're going to bed an hour earlier, so you don't feel as tired, and so it just kind of messes up everything. Whoops, it might help if I picked one of them up. So, I don't know. What do y'all think about the time change? I know that Arizona does not change times, and I'm hoping Texas is going to go to that, so I don't have to deal with it. It's not like, I don't know that it helps anything. I really don't know. I know they used to do it for, there was a reason for it, but I don't know that we have that reason anymore. I haven't looked it up to see what, I'm not even sure how long daylight saving times has been around. But it hadn't been here forever. But I don't know. Any of you know? I guess it's something I need to check on and see. I can find out why. Why do we have daylight savings time, and why do we still have it? Is it helpful? I don't know. All I know is that twice a year it messes up with my body. And I don't like that. When you're doing squares, they may be a little crooked when you first start, but once you start filling them in, they're going to straighten them out, because these probably look crooked to you at this point. But once I start filling them in, it's going to be different. You can't notice them being things being as crooked when on rounds usually, because I don't have straight edges. So it does make a difference. And when I love the checkerboard, because I can go back through and just pop those suckers in there. It's really... And I'm the kind of person, I like to do mine one at a time. I know there are some people who love to use their multi-placer. I use it very seldom, especially with squares, because I really like my things to be as straight as I possibly can get them. And sometimes the multi-placer isn't the best for me. Other people, that's something they love to do, and that's great. I think everybody needs to do their diamond painting the way they like it, and hey, there's no shame to any way you want to do it. So don't be shaming other people for the way they do. So if you don't like me doing them one at a time, I'm sorry, but that's the way. That's how I enjoy my diamond painting, and I do it for me, right? And you do it for you. So that's the way we need to remember to do the diamond painting. You're not in a race. Remember, I've told y'all that before. It's been a while since I've said it. You're not in a race. If this was a race, I probably would not do it at all. If I was having to race somebody. Because that would then take the fun out of it. I'm doing this to relax and kind of slow the pace of life down a little bit. So, anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed just listening to me chit-chat a little, and while you're working on whatever craft you're doing, or maybe you're cleaning house, or whatever it is you're doing, or maybe you're trying to go to sleep and you're just listening to hear somebody just, you know, shooting the breeze. I'm going to finish these little holes I made, because this is so much. I love doing this part. And it's the like I said, that's the checkerboard method if you're not familiar with it, and it's just fun to go back through and fill them all in, because you don't really even have to think about it. Okay, well, I got a little bit done on my boat. I'll be working on this more than just when I'm talking to you doing WIP and chats, of course, or I would never get it done, because you only want to listen to so many WIP and chats until you're sick of it, right? Yeah, you've got other people do WIP and chats, and I hope that you spent some time with me. If you stayed with me till now, give me a smiley face, or hey, I hung in there with you, or whatever you want to say. Anyway, I hope you're having a lovely, fantastically blessed day. Take care of yourselves, guys, and remember to share your smiles and your love with others. I love you guys. Bye.